Welcome to the Lechtich Parsha podcast, where we delve into the Torah's timeless wisdom and uncover uplifting and empowering lessons tailored to the challenges of our generation.
Good in our Shabbos Parshas Beshalach. Hope you had a wonderful week. Hope you're all doing well. The story is told of Reb Shmuel Berman, the late Rosh Hashiva of the Mir of Brooklyn. This is back in 1949. There was a ship carrying the Bachrim of the Mir from Shanghai across the Pacific Ocean to America. And as the ship got closer to the port of San Francisco, they caught a glimpse of the famous Golden Gate Bridge. And all the Mir Talmidim who grew up in tremendous poverty in Lithuania and Poland, they've never seen such an incredible sight. As they got closer to the shores, to getting a better view of this awesome bridge, they all went to the deck to look at this symbol of Americans' greatness. And one of the Talmidim of the boat was Reb Shmuel. And engrossed in his Gemara, another one of the Bachrim thought that perhaps he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what they were about to witness. And the Bachrim screamed out, "Shmuel, Shmuel, come! Look what we're about to see, the Golden Gate Bridge. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." To which Reb Shmuel replied, "I will only have this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn a Tosfos when I could have been looking at the Golden Gate Bridge." This story, a level of extraordinary chashivas, recognizing the value, the potential in every second, is a story not for the faint-hearted. Rather, stories that make Reb Shmuel Berman's and such great people of his stature. But the lesson that each and every one of us can take out on our level is that within every moment, within every second, there's so much never-ending, infinite potential, an opportunity of greatness, opportunity to invest in our nitzchis, in our eternity. This is definitely a stepping stone to make us great, to help us reach our shlemus. And as the famous Gemara in Eruvin Daf Nun Daled tells us, Amav Yehuda Shinina, smart one, Chatoy ve'echel, chatoy ve'ishti, go grab and eat, go grab and drink, da'amados linamine kihulu dami, because the world that you are leaving from, referring to this world, Olam Hazeh, is kihulu dami. It's like a chasana, it's like a party, it's a place to chaperine. And if you utilize every moment to our benefit, to our nitzchias, then in Mitzvah Shem, after a very long, happy, and healthy life, we'll be able to look back at those times and be so thankful that we made the right choices in utilizing and seeing every moment as an opportunity for greatness. In this week's parsha, we have the famous episode of Kriyas Yamsuf, where Hashem split the Yamsuf. And regarding this once in a lifetime, a nace that will never happen again, the Medrash tells us that when Moshe Rabbeinu stretched his arm over the Yamsuf for it to split, it didn't just listen, it didn't just split. Rather, what happened was the sea, the Yamsuf, resisted. It just sat. Moshe Rabbeinu said split, and it didn't do anything. And then Moshe Rabbeinu took out his staff, he took out his makel, and he said split. And the sea continued to resist. And it was only until HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, b'chvoido v'atma, he came and he told us Yam to split, only then did it acquiesce. And the Medrash, Mechilta, compares this dialogue to a person, a seller, who wanted to sell his garden to the buyer. And there was a watchkeeper, a guard over the garden. And the buyer said to the guard, I'm here to buy the land. And the guard said, sorry, take a hike. And the buyer said, but the seller told me to tell you that I'm here to buy the land, I'm here to buy the garden, so can I please come in? It's mine. And the guard said, get out. My job is to guard the land, and you can't come in. Until finally, the buyer went to the seller and said, the guard isn't letting me in, so you're going to have to come down and work things out. So of course the seller himself came down and told the guard that we're selling the pardes, we're selling the garden, and let him come in. And of course then the guard said, okay, The buyer then goes to the guard and asks him, I told you all day that I'm trying to buy the field. So why didn't you accept that? To which the guard told him, I have one job, to listen to the owner, to listen to the seller. And until he came, I'm not doing anything. So the Medrash tells us that so too, when it came to Kriyas Yamsuf, until Hashem b'chvaydu v'atzma came to split the sea, although Moshe Rabbeinu didn't understand why the sea wouldn't split when he told it to, the sea told Moshe Rabbeinu, I split when Hashem comes and tells me to split, but for you I'm not going to split. And we have to learn from everything, every Medrash, every Gemara, every Chazal. So what can we draw from this Medrash? Seemingly an obscure, strange dialogue that's going on, the mashal, the nimshal. What can we take out of it? So Reb Chaim Kaufman in a Sefer, Mishcha Shemen, in his Haggadah on Pesach, he explains to us as follows. He says that in the mashal, there's the garden, there's the guard, and there's the trees. And each one is compared to a different aspect of life. The actual ground of the garden, the raw dirt, the Adama, that's compared to the Yid, to the Neshama itself. When we come to this world, we're at ground zero. We're at Bereshis. We have a whole life ahead of us to grow, to achieve, to enrich, to become better and closer. But in the beginning, we have nothing. We are nothing. We're like an offer. Then, in the garden, you have the trees, you have the fruits which they produce, the beautiful scents, aromas, the delicious taste, all different types of fruits. And that growth, that smicha, the production, that's compared to our mitzvahs, our maisim tovim, gemilas chasadim, the mitzvahs that we do in this world. When we accrue mitzvahs, when we accrue maisim tovim, that's the production of our neshamas. That's our ticket to Olam Haba, our nitzchis. Finally, like in the garden, where you have the Shomer HaPesach, you have the guard. So too, in our Olam HaAvodah, we have the Yetzer Hara. We have the Satan standing in our way, tripping us, laughing at us when we fall, convincing us that when we're doing badly, when we're in a low state, that's really good. The Yetzer Hara is mahapech, v'nafachu. He mixes everything up. He distorts us. He convinces us out of our firmest beliefs. What we thought we knew firmly was good, he says is bad. And what we knew was bad, he says it's good. Everything is jaded. Everything is corrupt. We can't see straight. We can't think straight. That's Atzas HaYetzer. That's the ploys and tactics of our arch enemy. And we need Siyata Deshmaya. We need help. We need divine assistance. We need Nisim in order to prevail, in order to have clarity, in order to see through the Atzas HaYetzer. So says Reb Chaim Kaufman, he explains beautifully that just like by Kriyas Yamsuf, where the only way the Yamsuf split, the only way where the tremendous revelation of Yad Hashem occurred was only when Hashem b'chvaydu u'va'atzma came down and told the Yam to split. So too in our lives, we need miracles. We need clarity, which is nothing short of a absolute miracle as well. Because the Yetzer Hara is working tirelessly, as we all know. The only way to trump him is with clarity. The way to attain, the way to achieve, the way to reach that clarity is only when there is a strong presence of Shechina, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in our day-to-day lives, from minute to minute, second to second. The more of an effort we make to inculcate and implement Hashem as a reality in our lives, in that measure, He'll be there for us. And when He's there for us, even when the Yetzer Hara is there with his foot out, ready for us to trip, ready to bring us down, but when we have Hashem, we'll have clarity, we'll have menuchas hanefesh, we'll be able to look at the Yetzer Hara and laugh at him, trip him, make him the one that falls, and laugh at him. The nisayon of seeing the Golden Gate Bridge, and instead saying, I'm going to stay with Tosfos, I'm not going to give up this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn a Tosfos while I could have looked at the Golden Gate Bridge, is an awesome, epic story. But if you think about it, we have these stories, we have these nisyonis, the Yetzer Haras standing at our doorstep, standing at every step we take, waiting for us to fall. But when we incorporate Hashem, when Hashem is firmly implemented into our lives, into our day-to-day routine, by this virtue, we'll be able to crush, we'll be able to destroy the Yetzer Hara and stay focused on the truth, stay focused on what really matters, on our nitzchis, on our eternity, and by utilizing every opportunity, every moment that an assignment comes our way, not only will this give HaKadosh Baruch Hu tremendous nachas ruach, but ultimately we will be the greatest beneficiaries from utilizing, from capitalizing in every moment and building the greatest, most magnificent palace in the true world to come. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful Shabbos.
I thank each and every one of you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a wonderful Shabbos.